Mortal Kombat, or more accurately, should I say,
Immortal Kombat.
After 31 years, this franchise is still going strong.
with this new game promising to reboot
With new characters, new DLC characters, redesigned old characters, new fatalities, new brutalities, and with over 80 characters already in the MK universe, Chris and I decided that now would be a good time for us to rank all of the fighters. Here's the list of rules that we set for ourselves to make these rankings.
Number 1, each fighter will be presented as they were in their original debut, meaning if they become someone else or something else at some point, then that will be 2 entries.
The movies will not be a part of this list. Fuck Cole Young. Fuck the producers for putting him in the movie. Fuck Arcana. Fuck all this bullshit that they put in this movie. It's a Mortal Kombat movie. We knew there was going to be fireballs. We wanted fireballs. You don't have to explain fireballs to us.
Calm down.
Sorry.
Number 3, this list, of course, is nothing official. It's a fun project that we wanted to work on together. We used the playability, the lore, power set, personality, design, and moveset of each fighter to come up with our opinions. We'd also love to hear your opinions, though. Hit us up in the comments. Let's keep it friendly, keep it fun, and discuss away.
Finally, if you enjoy this type of content, please like, follow, and subscribe. Turn your notifications on. Ring that bell. We appreciate all your guys' support over the years, and we can't wait to keep pumping out new videos for you on this Mortal Kombat content.
Phasing into the number 30 spot, we have another ninja, arguably the second hidden character in the Mortal Kombat universe, or guest character in the Mortal Kombat world, Ninja Smoke. And I say Ninja Smoke for a reason, because this is one of those instances where he gets a redesign as basically a completely different character, and we wanted to keep that separate because there is things to like about both versions. Here we're talking about the human side of him. When he first appeared, it was in Mortal Kombat 2. You would see him pop out in the hidden forest. He'd give you some little hints. At the time it was Midway, but NetherRealm basically was leaning fully into the hidden characters and hidden fights. So they were dropping hints left and right. They wanted you to find them as quickly as possible. In Mortal Kombat 2, he was really just a swapped version of Scorpion with a gray color palette and smoke coming out of him, and he would move super fast. Then, fast forward to the future games, they made him the cybernetic version. We'll get into that version in another spot. And they brought him back to his human side in the reboot, which some people call Mortal Kombat 9. It's technically just called Mortal Kombat. It came out in 2011. In that version, the timeline is changed, so he doesn't become cybernetic. Sub-Zero does, and we get the human version the whole time. He's got long white hair. I've always been a fan of the Smoke powers. I don't know that they ever really utilized them as creatively as they could. He always had a cool look. And then again, he had a kind of a decent fight scene in the Mortal Kombat Armageddon movie. And here's hoping they bring him into the new rebooted movies, because he is a character that I think could add some visual flair to the screen. So that's number 30, Smoke, Ninja Smoke.
At number 29, we have the four-armed menace, the Collector. That's right, the personal banker for Shao Kahn. This guy goes around Outworld just collecting stuff, stealing money from people. Really, he's a debt collector. He's like my Uncle Jimmy, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes he's got to go out and break a few legs. He's got forearms, a great look to him. He walks around with a lantern. He's got chains around him. A formidable opponent in any MK universe. He's hard to play with. Once you figure him out, though, he's got a great play style that you could really, really get behind. I love playing with this character because of the fact that there's so many different options for you to go behind. You can use range attacks. You can go in close. He's very versatile. Besides that, we want to see more of him. I'm hoping that they bring him back in MK1. Assuming that we have Shao Kahn, maybe his personal banker is not too far behind him. But that's number 29, the Collector.
All right, joining us on number 28 spot is Takeda. This is the son of Kenshi, the blind ninja or assassin or whatever we want to call him, Shogun. This character was actually trained by Scorpion, but in later games. So as Scorpion was basically a human and a good guy at this point, he was past his whole Spectre kind of phase. And this character is part of the Combat Kids who were introduced in Mortal Kombat 10 or Mortal Kombat X. He has these baller ass like chain like whips that can be used as a solid weapon, but also kind of stretch and spin and whip around. He's got a pretty cool fighting style, some real flashy moves. His story wise, his character was a little bit timid, not really a fighter, even though he was trained in the ways of fighting. And a lot of his story in Mortal Kombat X had to do with him kind of overcoming that and realizing that there is a reason to have to fight. He takes his battles very, very seriously. His mother was killed by the Red Dragon. He's become very close with Cassie Cage, Kung Jin, and Jackie Briggs. And he's really kind of one of the better designed, newer Combat Kids. In my opinion, he should be back. He deserves to be back. If not him, they should definitely model a new character in Mortal Kombat 1 around his similar style. He did bring a different feeling to his fighting style, which is something that I don't think they kind of hit on as often as they want to. So that is the next spot on our list. Takeda at number 28.
At number 27, one of my absolute favorite new characters from Mortal Kombat, Skarlet. She is a master of blood magic, and what more could you ask from a Mortal Kombat character than someone who could turn blood into a weapon? This chick is diabolical. She makes giant scythes and swords and daggers and spears out of your own blood. She's super fast, great mechanics to her. Loved her fatalities, loved her brutalities. Like, amazing character. The design of her looks fantastic, especially with the multiple ways that you can change your character's design in the newer games. They really gave her a lot of customizable assets to her. She is another daughter of Shao Kahn. She is such a badass that she will literally drain the blood out of you, turn it into a scythe, and then cut you in half. That's how crazy this chick is. Love playing as her. One of my favorites. Only reason she's so low, honestly, I've fought to try and get her higher, but we haven't seen much of her. Hopefully she comes back in MK1. I would love to see this character back. Probably DLC if I had to guess, but I'm fighting for Skarlet here.
Drinking his way into the number 26 spot is the man that had to fulfill the Drunken Master character. There was a time, for those who don't know, where Jackie Chan basically popularized the Legend of the Drunken Master kind of fighting style. And every fighting game has to have a Bruce Lee type, a wrestling type, and a Drunken Master type. And that's who Bo' Rai Cho is. He was introduced in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. He's got your standard Drunken Master moves. He has a little canteen next to him with some alcohol in it. He takes swigs to power himself up. And then it's a very kind of like sloppy fighting style. Story-wise, they actually made him an ally to Raiden, the master of the Shaolin monks like Liu Kang and Kung Lao. And they actually have him, as the games went on, he became more of a respected kind of person in the MK world. One of my favorite scenes of his, to be perfectly honest, is in the intro cinematic from Mortal Kombat Armageddon. He gets to halfway up the pyramid and then turns around and pukes all over the stairs to trip everybody and make them all slide back down. That kind of gives you an idea of how seriously they took this character. He was more of a joke character. He wasn't really ever meant to be a major player. So much so that in MKX, they showed him during the story mode, and you still couldn't play as him. So he comes up on our list just because there's not a ton of real humor in the Mortal Kombat world. You have your quips from Johnny Cage, but as far as a full-blown character, Johnny Cage is still a pretty serious character. Here, this was the joke character. He vomits. Even as recently as Mortal Kombat 11, he has all his moves where he falls down. His fatalities include the vomit. In the when the game first went to 3D, he was nothing but a joke character. He had a fart fatality. I mean, he was all over the place. So that's the next character on our list, Bo' Rai Cho.
At number 25, we have Grey Cloud himself, otherwise known as Nightwolf. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Your favorite Native American fighter is back. As most of the fighting games from the 90s showed us, that you had to have, they were very inclusive. You had to have a Native American fighter. You had to have a cop. You had to have a couple Asian guys doing, Bruce Lee character and the drunken master. You had to have a wrestler. You had to have all these things for you to be able to have a fighting game in the 90s. And Nightwolf was no exception. Nightwolf is badass. First off, this guy is trouble for anyone going up against him. He has green magic. He's got tomahawks. He's got bows and arrows. Later games, he gets a battle axe. Nightwolf is one of my favorite characters to play with. He has range attacks, in close stuff. As far as lore goes, he's one of the guys that helps Raiden. He's in tune with Raiden. He's a shaman of the Matoka tribe. He is always fighting for the right and the good, and he is the one that leads the Earthrealmers to victory over and over and over again. If you watch the cartoon, if you watch the shows, even in Annihilation, in the movie Annihilation, he was the one that had to show Liu Kang how to use the animality. And we're going to talk about the animality because you knew as soon as they introduced animalities that you were going to see Nightwolf turn into, guess what? A freaking wolf. And it was awesome. It was everything you wanted it to be. He chewed the guy's head off. Love this character. That's your number 25, Nightwolf, baby.
We got another powerful character jumping into the 24 spot. This is the first person that we've seen in the Mortal Kombat world who took over or took out or took place of the most powerful person as far as we knew. Shao Kahn was the leader of the Outworld up until Mortal Kombat X, and then we got a new guy, Kotal Khan. He's the Aztec type warrior in the Mortal Kombat world. He's one of the newer ones introduced in Mortal Kombat 10, but immediately this guy's look, his whole scheme just screams badass. This gets power from the sun. He turns into a freaking, I think, a jaguar in the newest game, in Mortal Kombat 11 he turns into a jaguar. He's an Aztec high-ranking character, and he is just a total badass. His love in the lore-wise is Jade, so they used her to kind of connect him to like the history of Mortal Kombat. And in story canon purposes, he's basically was captured and tortured for years while Shao Kahn did his thing. Once Shao Kahn was defeated, he was able to essentially rally the people behind him and peacefully take over. They show him to be kind of a hard ass with the combat kids, but not an unfair ruler. He's not absolutely against Earthrealm. He's willing to live peacefully, and it was just kind of a nice change of pace. He still has that ruthlessness, so you can kind of understand why people respect him and he's in charge, but he clearly is a different kind of character to have in charge versus Shao Kahn, who just wants to take over. Yeah, some of his moves include using a giant, it looks like a piece of pyramid essentially, as like a bludgeoning weapon and just beating the ever-loving shit out of everybody around him. Super brutal character, actually, but more nimble than you might expect. And unfortunately, he doesn't look like he's going to be back in Mortal Kombat 1. Again, that's something that could change because they're actively announcing new characters. It is a little bit of a shame because he's one of the newer characters that 100% deserves a place in the Mortal Kombat world as a cameo fighter or in the main roster. That's number 24, Kotal Khan.
At number 23, one of Shao Kahn's master assassins and spies, the love of Kotal Khan, as we were just talking about, Jade. Jade's one of these characters that showed up in Mortal Kombat 2 as another secret character. And when you found her, it was so good to get a character that was so OP as a female character, because back then, really, it was just Katana and all the other female characters were kind of lame. Jade was the exception. With her bow staff and her tri-blade, she really, really had a great move set. The shadow kick is one of my favorite moves to exploit in MK history. It's actually better than Johnny Cage's. Jade has a great look to her. Fantastic with the green ninja outfit, the green female ninja outfit, as we've seen. The redesigns that they've made over her over the years, she's gotten better and better at redesigns. She looks fantastic in MK11. Great move set. Her fatalities, her animalities were awesome. Tying her into being the love of Kotal Khan in the new games is great lore, and I think that's something that we're going to miss with MK1 is all the good stuff that MK11 actually brought us lore-wise. Because now, if they bring Jade back in, she's back to being Shao Kahn's lackey and being like best friends with Kitana while also being a spy for Shao Kahn. Hopefully they bring her back anyway, because I would love to see more of Jade with her bow staff and the Tri-Blade. That's number 23, Jade.
Coming into number 22 is the most powerful, weak-looking character in the entire Mortal Kombat world. This was the Elder God that basically was behind the scenes, was the puppet master for all of Mortal Kombat, way up until Mortal Kombat 11. We're talking Shinnok. This character was actually introduced in Mortal Kombat Mythology's Sub-Zero along with Quan Chi. And we found out that he was an Elder God that was pretty much shunned by the main Elder Gods. And his whole thing was basically trying to gain enough power that he could come back from his exile and then just kill the Elder Gods, kill the heroes, and take over everything, every realm. Didn't matter what it was. Now, I say he's a weak-looking character because he looks like an old man. He's super skinny. He's got this kind of wrinkly face, this weird, like, reptile-ish kind of headset or headrest that he wears. And he can create skeletons, essentially, which is his whole moveset, is having giant skeleton hands pop out of the ground and just flick you around like you're a little marble. However, he has a very calm and menacing demeanor to him. He can absolutely kick ass. He's been around, so like I said, since Mythology Sub-Zero, but he made an appearance in Mortal Kombat 4, Mortal Kombat Gold. Then he became kind of a big villain in Mortal Kombat X. He was the main antagonist, being resurrected, and then you had to basically stop him in his evil or devil form at the end of the game. His fatalities never, for me in particular, did much. It was always, I guess, silly looking with the giant skeleton hands. But his fighting style was always fun to play. He's a quick character, a lot more nimble than you might think. And like I said, it was cool to play as an Elder God. So that is number 22, Shinnok.
And finally, at number 21, we have one of my absolute favorites throughout Mortal Kombat history, Kabal, member of the Black Dragon crew. This character, when he debuted in Mortal Kombat 3, was just or Mortal Kombat 2, I'm sorry, was absolutely a blast to play with. Hook swords, respirator, super speed, absolutely ferocious fighter. Was one of my mains for many, many, many years. Still use him. Little known fact about Kabal is before he got disfigured, he was actually Curtis Stryker's partner in the NYPD. And Kano was the one that helped him survive after his disfigurement, and that's why he joined the Black Dragon. Constantly switching sides. You never know which side Kabal is going to be on. If he's going to be with the protagonist, if he's going to be an antagonist in this series, we don't know. Hopefully we get Kabal back in MK1. I love this character so much. The super speed moves that he has really, really changed the game as far as Mortal Kombat's concerned, giving us a new layer of development for character fighting and everything like that. We got to see it a lot when they crossed over with DC, and you got to see Kabal versus the Flash. Obviously, he's not as fast as the Flash, but seeing two speedsters go at it from Mortal Kombat and DC world was a lot of fun. One of the best fatalities was in Mortal Kombat 11. He grabs you with those hook swords and then drags you as he just grinds you into a bloody pulp at super speed. What an amazing character. That ends our list for today. Number 21, Kabal. This list is getting fire, Chris. I'm telling you, I love where we're heading with this.
Absolute fire. I mean, I am going to say, though, I'm a little disappointed that you didn't bring up Kabal taking his mask off and basically scaring you to death with his ugliness. But absolutely. I mean, we're getting
that is a good one, too. We're definitely getting into the nitty-gritty. We had some fan favorites in this part of the list, and some characters I think that if they bring back and they really give them redesigns and for future games, I think could really rise through. Kotal Khan's one of them.
I was just thinking the same thing. I would love to see a new redesign with how they do things for Kotal Khan. I mean, they've kind of made him a little more human in the last game, human looking, I should say. and I wonder
Yeah.
if they would continue down that trend. But he's a character that deserves more than deserves to be in the next game. So I would
Yeah,
love for
absolutely.
them to surprise us with that. Even as a DLC fighter, I would love for them to surprise us with that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what they're going to bring for us DLC wise. I mean, we know the big surprise ones that they've already leaked to us as far as Homelander and all that stuff is concerned. But as far as returning MK fighters, Kotal Khan, Scarlet,
Scarlet,
hopefully
for sure,
Nightwolf is in
dude.
there.
Oh my god, Scarlet and Nightwolf. Oh god. I mean, it's almost this is a testament to Mortal Kombat in general. They have so many fighters that are definitely cool, and I would love to see come back every single game. And they just can't have 40 fighters every single game because it'll never feel special when they do show up.
Yeah, exactly. And really, it goes to show a testament of how long this series has been around.
Yep.
That we're in, what are we, in the top 30 right now, right? And we're talking about some of the best fighters that we've ever seen in the games already, and there's still 20 other ones that are better than them.
I'm excited to get into the top 20, and I'm excited to kind of hear the feedback from anyone who watches these videos about what you guys think, what you agree with, and what you disagree with. Please let us know. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next. We're starting the top 20 next, so we'll see you then.